So we're going to do a video on how to change the air cleaner element on a 1 Series BMW, and this is also the same on a 3 Series BMW, at least an E90, which is the 3 Series I had. This is exactly the same procedure and setup. This big panel on the front here is the cold air intake, and it does actually need to come out as well. Mass airflow sensor out here, and then we need to lift this box out. So we're going to need some tools. Needs to come out either side of that, and then this lifts forward and up, comes forward and comes out. You just need to disconnect it here to the air cleaner box, and then there's two 10 bolts here and here, and then we have the throttle body right here, which has just got a large screwdriver and a clamp which needs to be undone. Got myself a T20 Torx. If you've got a BMW, you're going to do any work on it, you must have Torx. It's these guys, the little star, doesn't have to have the hole in it, but that star type driver. You can get them at your auto parts stores or in your hardware store. To start with, we're going to take this fan cowl off and then access under the top here. That's step number one. One screw out. Two screws out. Have yourself somewhere to put this gear. This is just clipped in the front here, but we've got to get off here. Which end is going to want to come off the airbox end. That just lifts up and out. There you go. Put that to the side. You can see here there's some little anti-vibration rubbers, one there. This one has anti-vibrated itself right off. So we'll put that back into position. I'll get some glue and put that back. There's another rubber here and one here. So that could stop a vibration noise, and I'll just put a bit of glue under that to hold him back in place. Okay, so we're going to get the air filter out. This is unbelievable, the amount of work involved in getting an air filter out of a 1 Series or a 3 Series BMW. This is E87 1 Series I've got here. It's exactly the same as my E90 3 Series that I used to have. Two 10mm bolts. You've just seen me go through all that to get it out. Now you've actually got to tip it upside down, and then with a T27 driver, so most of you are going to have to buy that specially. We undo these screws, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I count that one? Yeah, I did. That's when I started coming off. There's 5 of them. It's just, my first car was a 1967 Falcon, and that may not be a T27 actually. It's coming out, but it might be a little bit oversized. Let's see down here. Yeah, that's the right size. Yeah, my first car was a 1967 Falcon, and it had a wing nut on the air cleaner. You just spun the wing nut off, and then I think I had a later Falcon after that that had some clips. And you know, the big brother to this, the 5 Series that I've got, you just undo 4 clips on the airbox, same as the X5 was 4 clips. But we have this guy here, no doubt, it's got some amazing engineering, and with the air intake probably really helps horsepower and flow and all the rest of it. Oh my gosh, they could have made it easy to get the airbox out and to get at the air cleaner element in order to replace the air cleaner. I've had this car for a little while, not too long, just a few months, and I haven't actually done this yet. I mean, surprise, surprise, at how much work it is to get it open. Here I am nattering away, but this will probably be going at high speed. You got yourself a little electric screwdriver that you can put your Torx bit into. That would be the way to go. Okay, so work your way around getting all 5 screws out. You do have to take them fully out of here, and then I had to work my way around again. Might even need to pry that off with a screwdriver, just a little bit, even it out. And then it comes apart. This is the airbox. Can you believe it? Great big piece of plastic like that. And here got this little circle clips onto that, remember, for putting it back. And then this comes out. This is actually connecting over the air intake here, and be careful of the mass airflow sensor that's there, and we will give that a spray while we've got it out. This is the air cleaner element, and I do find these don't get replaced very often, because let's face it, you bring it in for service, you're not going to spend the sort of time that's required to get that out. So we'll have a look at this one. I'm going to replace it. Grab the mass airflow sensor cleaner. It's different to throttle body cleaner. This stuff is, the mass airflow sensor is a very delicate little baby, so you just give it a spray, and that helps all the computer readings and everything else, and give you the most accuracy. Just give the whole thing a clean, because that is a cleaner. It's just dripping all over the place here, and yeah, that's it. No more complicated than that, and it gives the most accurate readings, which gives you, again, most power and most fuel economy. So now that's clean. We're going to put this back in. This circle here is what we're lining up, pressing the large circle here onto this part of the container. That spins so that that sits in place. Then that presses down like that. It goes in there, and then it's sitting nicely in place on there. Then we put the top back on, the bottom back on, actually underneath rather than the top of this marvellous contraption that no doubt over the years is going to save you. Airboxes are really important for flow dynamics and all that sort of thing. You get some people who are like, rip it off, take it off, and just put an open canister on there. But I like leaving the BMW system in place, because you've got a cold air intake. It comes in over the top of the radiator, brings cold air in, not warm air in from the engine bay. And they put a lot of design and effort into the actual flow of the box, and as it goes in for the into the throttle body and all the rest of it. So I'm just backing the BMW engineering and sticking with it. So now I'm going to screw these all back in, and then that job is done. We just put it back into the car, and back in the car it sits in place. The two 10mm bolts on the guard to bolt it in place, and we put the throttle body connection back on here, do up the clamp, and then we press in the electrical connector, and then put the rubber boot back in place, and it's all back together. I'm going to cheat putting it back together. I'm going to get my T25, you saw the correction I put on the video earlier, T25 Torx bit. I'm going to stick it into my drill. Now I've got a variable clutch on the drill, so I don't go breaking anything plastic. I'm going to screw that right down to 4, put it in the do-up direction, and then don't have to do it on quick timer then. We can just... You see how that's clicking? Because I put the clutch down to 4, it's not going to break anything. Pulled it up nice and tight, done it really quick. I'll put another one sort of diagonally opposite. So a week later, the new air cleaner turned up. Have a look at that. Look at the pollution and dust that is caught on the outside of that filter. It didn't look, I mean, it looked bad, but it didn't look too bad. But then when you get a brand new one beside it, boy, it really needed a change. Your car engine really is just a big air pump. You think of a turbocharger or a supercharger, all that does is shove more in quicker to make it burn better, go better, and give you more horsepower. So if you're restricting the air through a bad air cleaner, it's the opposite of pumping more in with a turbo or with a supercharger. So you're stopping the air from going in. It's going to rob horsepower and rob power from your engine. So it's a cheap little mod to keep up to date and get good clean air flowing through your system.